Very, very impressive. The scale of it all, and to think of the time frame. It's unbelievable. Welcome to Dan's on the Street. I am Dan. I'm exploring the whole world, city by city, as seen through Google Maps and Google Street View, and today I am back in Turkey, visiting the ancient city of Istanbul. I am very, very excited to see the city, a huge city. About 15 million people live here, making it the largest city in Turkey and the largest city in all of Europe, which is pretty amazing. Lots to see here. We're only going to get to a fraction of it. Let's start out in clearly the kind of historic area, get on the street and see what we find. Okay, we are on the ground, immediately greeted by grand sight of an old building here. Beautiful street scenes. Tons of people out and about. I'm really excited to explore the city. Often requested, one of my most requested cities, I would say. Wonderful tram cars here. Brand new they look like. Love seeing that kind of thing. Little shops around here. Most of these buildings in this area actually don't look too very old, but I'm sure, we're going to see some ancient stuff here. Super bustling, great shops here. Very inviting. Cafe, a little bakery, baked goods there. Stuff you can buy down that street. Oh my goodness. This is definitely high on my list of cities I must visit before I die, I think. 15 million people. That number surprised me as I was reading it. I don't know what number I was guessing, but that's definitely higher than I was thinking. Impressive number. Largest city in Europe. Amazing. Wonderful mosque here on the right. Let's get a little view of that. Very impressive old place. We're going to pop into several mosques. I might go by that one for now. Parked on the sidewalk here. That's interesting. Some cities that's fine. Other cities, that's a ticket. But clearly fine here. And immediately, if you haven't been noticing, we have some pretty grand sights coming up. Oh my goodness. How impressive is this building? Unbelievable. This is, of course, Hagia Sophia. Let's pop up. Just take this in here. This building dates back, it was completed in 537. This is not fully 3D mapped. The city's really well street mapped. But let's go along the outside a little bit more. Just take this in. Try to imagine living here 1,500 years ago and seeing this grand structure. Wow. This was originally built as an Eastern Orthodox cathedral. And it was the largest cathedral in the world for nearly 1,000 years, which is quite a record. And we might as well go inside here. I mean, I think I don't want to be too touristy here, but let's be honest. If you were going to come to Istanbul, you're going to end up inside here, along with all these other people, and start taking this in. What an amazing sight. I'm pretty sure I have checked this out before on Google Maps. Certainly have seen pictures. Very, very impressive. The scale of it all, and to think of the time frame. 1,500 years. It's unbelievable. Now, of course, this was converted to a mosque back when the Ottoman Turks came to Istanbul, at Constantinople at the time. And you can see some script there. I think some of the artwork was taken down, but I think there's still some left up that kind of reveals that's interesting. Christian past. We just popped outside the building there. Well, that's wonderful. Obviously, these minarets must have been added at a later point there. But obviously still, I'm sure, many hundreds of years old. What an impressive place. There's so much history in this city. I had a great time doing a bit of research about it. I was a little bit familiar, but I took in a lot. Look at these old walls. Every step you take in this city is just going to be packed full of history. And tons of tourists here. I read that 12 million tourists come to this city annually. Let's just pull up, get a sense of where we are here. Let's keep the north side up. There it is. What a epic structure, and all the surrounding buildings. You know, it's not just one building. It's the grand structure that's just so impressive. Let's get out here in this park. We're going to see more than just the historic city, but, you know, we got to come here first, I think. Great park here. And then over on this side here is the Blue Mosque. Now, this is actually still a functioning mosque. The Hagia Sophia kind of ceased being a functioning mosque back in the 1930s, and it was opened as a museum. And this mosque was actually completed long ago as well, but interestingly, like 1,000 years after Hagia Sophia. So this was completed in 1616. And it's kind of, you know, to the untrained eye, certainly to my eye, I would have guessed this was built same time frame. I don't know. You know, it certainly has a similar look, but this is actually, completed over 1,000 years later, and still very impressive place. And certainly here, let's get inside before we go too far. 6 minarets. Let's start outside here, maybe just get a sense of this. This is also open clearly to tourists, but it does still function as a mosque as well. Very impressive. These old stones on the ground. The pillars. Oh my. Just wonderful detail everywhere you look. Entrance up here. If anyone watching this has ever been to Istanbul or been in any of these mosques, let me know what your experience of it was. How impressive they are. I'd love to hear about it. Oh, there's a dog. Let's pop up. I want to actually go inside the main structure here. Let's see what we find. Oh yeah. Oh my heavens, look at this. And I think it's referred to as the Blue Mosque because of the use of blue painted tile or blue stone throughout. Here you can see the carpeted prayer area, although again, clearly kind of open to tourists, at least during some parts of the day. Although also there's clearly people praying in there, I'd say. So it's sort of partitioned. That's interesting. Wonderful detail all around. Feels like an understatement to even say that. I mean, just thoroughly impressive. Interesting, this kind of low chandelier they have down here. Huh. Impressive place, though. The Blue Mosque. One of the more important mosques, I think, within Islam. And sure, it would be great to just walk through this whole area. Just take in this site. And of course, we're standing on ground that used to be many ancient things. This part of the world, the city, really dates back to as far as, and we're back inside, people have been living in the city going back millennia, a long time. As far even back as like the 6th millennium BC, they found artifacts, also from like the Copper Age artifacts dating back to 5000 BC, and which is, just mind-boggling. The city itself, kind of the traditional history of the city dates to about 660 BC when Greek settlers established the city of Byzantium. The city has had kind of 3 official names: Byzantium, Constantinople, which was its longest held name by far, and then Istanbul. Great old detail on all of these. We're standing here. this might actually be historic to it. We're standing within, just taking in that detail, the old, what's it called? The Hippodrome. So the Hippodrome was a racing stadium, and we're kind of actually, it's hard, if you can picture it here, the stadium would have been on this side and that side. If you've seen the movie Ben-Hur, kind of picture that. And I'm not sure if it's these actual columns, but columns like these stood in the center. These might actually be left over from it. I'm not, oh my goodness. These really might be from it. Look at that. Twisting column. But this all would have been a racetrack in ancient times. Let's pull up and just get a little sense of that. Can you kind of picture it here? Do you see this shape? I'm going to point it out and then pull up an image I found from a similar angle. See this kind of long oval shape? You can actually see some of the original foundational walls here. See that? All right, picture this shape. Now I'm going to click over here. See? This is where it was. It was right there. And there's Hagia Sophia. And this would have been the palace, the Constantinople's palace here, kind of where the Blue Mosque is now. And then another structure over there that's also gone. Fascinating, though. But that it fell into disrepair, I was reading, over the centuries. And let's get on the ground, just kind of check out some more random streets here. There's so much history here. I just had to start there, I felt like. But let's kind of return to my normal YouTube videos, which is just driving around random streets and taking in the sights. I'll give a bit more history, but definitely that's some of it there. Beautiful cobblestone streets here. Very lively street scenes. What a wonderful city. I read, that population of 15 million, roughly, that's actually grown dramatically. The population increased 10 times since the 1950s. So, yeah, I guess back in the 1950s, there was only like 1.5 million people here. So it's really endured a lot of growth. Tons of immigration into the city, which is, exciting for a city to just be growing, and definitely you're seeing that in the buildings here, which is a lot of newer stuff than I was expecting. A lot newer. Now, again, we've just looked at some buildings that are 1,500 years old, and clearly you're gonna have stuff here that's many hundreds of years old. But I'm sure to provide homes and housing for all this new population, just a lot of new stuff had to go up in the last 70 years. Great buildings here, great texture everywhere, just everything you notice is just full of history. Beautiful street scenes here. If you showed me this street scene, I don't think I'd be able to guess even where we were. There's something about it, like, it's just so fun to see this here in Istanbul. I was really not very familiar with it, like what the street vibe was. Look at this spiral fire escape. It's kind of cool. Super bustling with people here. Shopping, eating, the vitamin shop. It's an understatement to say that I would eat well here. I'd be stopping every 2 minutes to get food. Oh, just jumped away from the food. Sorry about that. Sometimes Google acts like that. There's no predicting it. Looks like you can buy clothing at this place. And then if you're anywhere in this kind of old part of town, you just get this wonderful backdrop. Looks like something out of a movie to me. Seeing these mosques back there, just the grandest of backdrops, isn't it? Man, I'm impressed. What a cool city. Let's see here. Let us pull up. We're kind of up in there. Look at this Grand Bazaar. We're gonna spread it out, don't worry, but this is like a whole trading market, you know, shopping area that's all, looks like it's all roofed in. It's actually not fully mapped here, but we'll see a little piece of it. Well, we dropped into a shop. Oh my goodness, look at this shop. Boy, talk about like texture. Let's take this in. Goodness gracious. No taking pictures. Oops, sorry about that. Guilty. Yeah, this whole thing is roofed in with, and again, amazing even detail up on the ceiling here. Cloth, lighting. You could spend a week just in this whole bazaar, I think. At least a day, right? Oh my goodness. Rugs. Yeah, you could spend a lot of money here. Very impressive. Really neat. All on this old stone. Look at that. The scale of that's just kind of insane. Huge bazaar. Let's pull up just a little bit, get a sense of this. So this is, we're sitting on the Bosphorus Strait. This separates Europe from Asia. So this is Europe, and if you're on this side, you're in Asia. And of course up here is the Black Sea, and I think the only access to that waterway is through here and then down into the Mediterranean. So obviously throughout history, this was a very, very important city just because of its position and any number of other reasons, but naturally for its position, it's going to be important. Great views out here over this bridge. Lovely light coming in. Tons of people out and about. Oh my goodness, again. The backdrop of those mosques. Ugh, impressive. And the waterways, pristine. Some new buildings going up over there. Tons of boats out on the water. Let's get another view of that, maybe from over around here. Down by the waterway. Oh man. I would love to spend a few weeks here. At least a few days, right? Just to get on the street, see it, taste it, smell it, you know, all the senses. For now, we can just see it, I suppose, but barely getting a taste of it here. All kinds of shops everywhere you go. Copy center, small little cafe. Wake up with Mambuccino. Sure, why not? Mambuccino. This car is really not space for you here, but it's coming through. It's narrow old streets through here. Shoes for sale. While I have your attention, if you'd like to support this channel in any way, please subscribe. Give the video a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. Leave a comment. Let me know some of the stuff I missed. I always appreciate that. And I try to get back and see what I missed. Sometimes it's kind of painful. Look at this place here. It looks like they're remodeling it or something. They have some great old depictions of the city there. Beautiful plaza here. Let's just pop up. Oh yeah, that's nice. Wow, look at the project going on here. You see these steel pipes like bracing the water. Actually, let's get an outside view here. Oh my goodness. This is great. Love to go for a boat ride through this city. And back to supporting. If you really want to support me, I do have a Patreon page linked below. It's $1, And I got a bunch of bonus tours up there. And you can get your suggestions better heard for cities I might want to visit. Think about supporting. It's $1. This is amazing in here. I love this beautiful tower back there. I'm not sure what that is. Maybe a water tower or a lookout tower. The light, behind these places, it's just... again, just looks like something out of a movie. This city is made for the movies. Obviously, many movies have been shot here over the years. And you quickly see why. Let's get on the street here again. Just go down the highway a little bit. Cruise around. Bunch of Turkish flags hanging there, very patriotic. This is interesting here. Clearly some ancient ruins. Not sure what that would have been. Something possibly from the Roman era. Possibly. Yeah, back to its history. So the Greek settlers were here in 660 BC. It changed hands numerous times over the centuries there. Looks like distant aqueducts there. Perhaps. And so it went to the Greeks, took it, and then it became part of the Roman Empire officially in 73 AD. And boy, this really might be evidence of the Roman period here. This sure looks like Roman aqueducts. Let's pop up. Ancient stone water system, yeah. Look at that. Holy smokes, that's still standing. Those things were built to last. That's amazing. Can we actually, get on it? No, we can walk next to it, though. Stunning. That's amazing to live in a city that's... Oh, sorry about that. Has sites like this. You can just walk under Roman aqueducts. Amazing. So Constantine the Great became Emperor of Rome in 324, and he made plans to rebuild the city. I think it was much smaller, kind of decrepit after a few number of battles over the centuries. It was just not the grand place he envisioned. And, wow, tons of Turkish flags here. Huh. Yeah, and he did a major renovation to the city. Tons of money was spent. He wanted it to be a major eastern capital of the empire, and the city was named after him, and then it officially became the capital of the Roman Empire in 330 AD. Which I don't think I knew that. But that's what I read. Can't believe I didn't know that. Great views up here. Wonderful sights everywhere. And of course, during that Roman period, just grand structures were built, some of which we've seen just little bits of. Palaces, the Hippodrome, of course, many other places. This is kind of neat down here. There's definitely been some major land reclamation projects here along the banks. Even from that picture we saw earlier, clearly the water used to come somewhere in here, I think. Looks much different. And obviously this, some sort of park being built out in here. We can actually go out here. Not sure what this is about. Bunch of trees planted there. Clearly some sort of event going on here today. Is this a feats of strength, a sport thing? I'm not quite sure. A bunch of people out here for a grand old time, I'm sure. Looks like they're having fun, I think. Who knows what's going on? Maybe a reenactment? Interesting. There's old tents out there. You know, it's a big space for city events and social gathering stuff. Things like that. It's another market here. It looks like a concert hall, corporate events, things like that. You can really see the kind of eras of the city almost from above here, right? You see this, and then this is obviously old as well, but maybe not quite as old. Wow. Another mosque out here. Huge grand place. Should we just get a peek at it from the outside at least? Impressive. Everybody wearing black here today. Is that just an accident, or perhaps there's mourning? Seems like a lot of people in black for it to be an accident. I'm not sure what's going on. Pretty great sight though. Really nice. Let's go along the street out here. More shopping, just wonderful shopping here. Cafes, restaurants, wedding dresses even. Everything you could dream of. It's truly world-class city. Busy here though. Ooh boy, look at this traffic. Good mixture of vehicles. Just seems like a tremendous amount of wealth and money here in the city. This really is the wedding district, isn't it? Seen a number of wedding dress places. Goodness gracious. Lots of wedding dresses. Yep. I'm sure there's probably a jewelers around here too, maybe. So many wedding dress places. But with a population this large, I mean, it's going to be a lot of people getting married, I guess. Look at these baked goods up there. And then you have little quieter streets down here like this. You could live in this city your whole life and not see all of it. That's not true of every city, right? There's a lot of cities I've visited on my tour here, and that would not be the case. But here, oh yeah, look at this guy up on the roof. Looks like he might be doing some little repair work. Yeah, some cities you could visit the whole thing in a day. And yeah, this one, I think a lifetime might not be enough. Look at all this. Get some fresh vegetables, fresh fruit, and a t-shirt. Whatever you want. All right, let's pop up. I want to make sure we see a little bit of kind of the outside of the city. This is still all within the city, but I just want to get a sense of what it's like to live out here. This must be one of the most well-mapped cities I've ever visited too. Very impressed by it. Only thing really missing is like the 3D mapping effect they do on many cities. Still missing here. I'm sure it'll be here in a few months or years for sure. Tons of apartment buildings. Everything's kind of 5-6 story, medium rise. Every bit as bustling as the downtown though. Again, maybe this is also considered still downtown. I'm not quite sure. But it seems just about as busy with all the shopping. You get the full experience, maybe just minus a little bit of the history out in here. Great public transit. Skip the traffic. Yeah. Get on the tram. Haven't seen too many bicyclists. Seen a few motorcycles maybe. There's a scooter. Okay, let's pop up. You can kind of see the look of that from above. Oh my goodness. I'm always saying on these tours that, I'm not going to be able to see much, but that is just really the case today. Another impressive mosque here. In any other city, I might pause and try to go inside there, but we got to keep cruising along here. Time is short. Much to see. Tons of families out. So this was really part of the Roman Empire. Well up, I was reading past the year 1000 AD, and then things started to kind of slowly collapse as the Roman Empire collapsed through there and changed hands a few more times, sort of slowly. It still remained like a Christian city. But kind of everything led up to and changed when the Ottoman Turks attacked and laid siege to the city for 8 weeks back in 1453. And that's when they took over the city, and it was kind of completely converted from Christian to Islamic. And even, of course, Hagia Sophia was proclaimed a mosque. And yeah, just a lot changed in that period for the city. Let's drop down here. Let's drop down here by the water. Great sight here. Look at all these ships passing through. Major, I don't know, shipping, oil, or looks like oil ships. I'm not certain. Tons of new buildings going up around there. Lots of trees being planted. This is the second time I've seen that here. Always appreciate seeing that. This is in 2019, so they've grown a little bit since there, but you can even see that from above. Planting a bunch of trees. Nice highway system built through here. That's where the smoke trail is. Is that an airplane going by? Who knows? Must have caught an airplane flying by. It looks like a cruise ship here, maybe. Let's just go along here a little bit. Love the views of everything here. Excuse me. Big buildings all around here too. They really started going vertical. Some major high rises. Radisson Hotel there. There's many faces to this city that, I think for the most part, people think of it for its old history. People outside the city, I mean. It's kind of known for the ancient history. Some of the sites are UNESCO World Heritage Sites, those old parts of town. But of course, it's a fully modern city as well. Look at these major high-rises here in the distance. Kind of cruise by them. Impressive city. Boy, I tell you what, if I lived at all in the region, I think I could picture moving here. What an exciting place. I don't know. It seems like my kind of city. History, culture. I don't know. There's a lot to love here. Let's make sure we check out this side of town just briefly even. I know. Not gonna see much, but deal with it. Definitely, if you're enjoying looking around the city, as soon as this video is done, you should go over, pull it up on Google Maps, check it out yourself a bit, check out some of the stuff that it bothered you. I cruised by. Just endless, I'm sure, museums, history, some great old pictures too. If you look up like pictures online of what the city looked like 100 years ago, as well as great artistic depictions of what it looked like 1,000 years ago or 500 years ago. Very impressive, very neat. Let's pop up real quick. Formula One actually raced here for 6 years, back for a while, ending in 2011 or something. I think there's a race track somewhere out here. And there's a number of large stadiums here, an Olympic stadium even. They've had 5 bids for the Olympics, and unfortunately, I can't believe it. They haven't won yet. I think in short time they're going to win it. I do hope they keep trying. There's a bit of that newer skyline there. A couple kids out. This is great. Up on a bit of a hill here. You can still see some of those mosques in the distance. Kind of some random little small narrow streets here. Cars just barely fit. I don't know if you... Yeah, I don't think you're going to be able to get here. Make space here. Yeah, but I really think the Olympics being held here, would that be a great one, wouldn't it? Get to showcase some of your history. I'd be excited about that. I'm still bummed the Olympics have been pushed back till next year, but you know, I get it, but it's still, I was looking forward to that. Wonderful views down here of the water. Looks like some tour buses dropping off. Epic views everywhere. And then everywhere you turn too, there's just like, you know, remnants of old castle walls dating to who knows when. Look at that. Amazing. Epic views. Grand sights. I'm gonna have to wrap this up. I know we did not see as much as we could have. Should I get one more view? Where's a good place to get a view from? Maybe along this side of the... I know we really didn't explore this eastern side very much. I might have to come back here and spend more time just on my own time here outside of the channel, just to see a little bit more of it. Kind of a gray day here. Look at this out here. This is maybe an old lighthouse. Looked like even that had Google Street Maps in it. Some new buildings going up there, getting torn down. Interesting building there in the distance, some sort of maybe a water tower again or a viewing point. This is amazing. What a killer skyline, and clearly growing too. You know, picture what this is going to look like in 20, 30 years. I bet that is going to be just packed full of skyscrapers. And then of course you always have the grand old history. Amazing city. Thank you so much to people who suggested it. If there's a city you think I might enjoy, hopefully maybe a smaller city. That was wonderful, really wonderful, but it's difficult to explore a city of that scale. Given the time frame, I try to keep these in the ballpark of half an hour. Might have gone over a little bit here, but no worries on that. For now though, I added it to my map. Great city. I got to get back to Turkey again. I think I've only been to one other place. Konya, is that right? Boy, I'll get back again. There's lots more to see. On this side of things too, I've barely seen any of Greece, Bulgaria, Albania. Oh my goodness, I'll be back. All right, if you enjoyed this, check out some of my other videos. Think about supporting my Patreon page. It's $1. Till next time.